What if the massive object streaking through our solar system right now isn't a comet at all, but an alien spacecraft powered by nuclear energy, quietly testing how humanity reacts? Astronomers call it Three-Eye Atlas, and from the moment it was spotted, it defied every expectation. It's larger than Manhattan, racing at more than 130,000 miles per hour and moving in ways that make no sense for a natural object. Some scientists even admit it looks like it has its own propulsion system, like an engine. But here's the question that should terrify all of us. If this isn't just a rock from space, then who sent it? And what do they want with Earth? When astronomers first detected Three-Eye Atlas, they couldn't believe what the numbers were telling them. This thing wasn't crawling through space like a typical comet. It was tearing across the solar system at over 130,000 miles per hour. To put that in perspective, if you could hitch a ride on it, you'd be able to fly from New York to Los Angeles in just over a minute. But speed was only the beginning. The object wasn't some harmless fragment of ice or dust. Early measurements suggested it could be anywhere from 6 to 9 miles across, making it roughly the size of Manhattan Island. Imagine looking up at the night sky, knowing that a city-sized object was racing through the void above you, moving faster than anything humans have ever built. Even stranger, scientists noticed that Atlas wasn't behaving the way natural bodies should. Normally, comets and asteroids are tugged around by the sun's gravity in predictable orbits. But this visitor showed signs of non-gravitational acceleration, meaning it might be slowing down or changing speed as if something was pushing it from within. Some even whispered that it looked suspiciously like a propulsion system at work. The discovery left astronomers with a chilling realization. If this object wasn't moving under natural forces, then something, or someone, might have built it. And the mystery only deepened when scientists mapped out its path. When researchers plotted the course of Three-Eye Atlas, they expected chaos. Natural interstellar objects usually zip through space on random one-off flybys. But this one? It was following what looked like a deliberately planned route. First, it would skim past Mars, close enough for a clear flyby. Then it would line itself up for a near pass by Earth, before swinging toward Venus, and finally making a rendezvous with Jupiter. 4 major planets, all in a near-perfect sequence, like a sightseeing tour of the solar system. The odds of this happening by chance? Less than 0.005%. Statistically, you'd have to send more than 20,000 random objects into our solar system before one of them followed a path even remotely this precise. That makes the Atlas trajectory one of the rarest cosmic events ever recorded. But it wasn't just the planets it chose, it was how it visited them. When scientists looked closer, they realized the flight path kept the object on the opposite side of the Sun from Earth during its closest approach. In other words, when it came nearest to us, the Sun itself would block our telescopes. Almost like it didn't want to be seen. This wasn't random, this was reconnaissance. And for many astronomers, the feeling of déjà vu was impossible to ignore. This wasn't the first time an interstellar visitor had shaken the scientific world. Back in 2017, another object appeared, one that astronomers named Oumuamua, Hawaiian for a messenger from afar arriving first. Oumuamua was bizarre from the start. It was shaped unlike anything ever seen in space. Depending on the measurements, it was either a giant cigar stretching hundreds of feet long or an impossibly flat pancake drifting through the void. But its shape wasn't even the strangest part. When it passed close to the Sun, it didn't behave like a comet. There was no bright tail, no trail of evaporating gas or dust. Instead, it suddenly accelerated, as if nudged by an invisible force. Normal physics couldn't explain it. At the time, Harvard professor Avi Loeb made headlines when he suggested Oumuamua might not be natural at all, but some kind of alien probe sent to scout solar systems like ours. Most scientists dismissed the idea as far-fetched, until now. Because looking at Three-Eye Atlas, the similarities are impossible to ignore. Both objects traveled on trajectories that felt too precise to be accidents. Both seemed to break the rules of celestial mechanics. And most chilling of all, both appeared just as human technology had become advanced enough to detect them, but not advanced enough to truly study them in detail. If Oumuamua was the scout, then Atlas could be the main event, a follow-up probe hundreds of times larger, designed not to glance at our solar system, but to study it in depth. And one man is convinced that's exactly what's happening. Few scientists in the world carry as much weight as Harvard professor Avi Loeb. He spent decades studying black holes, dark matter, and the earliest galaxies. a career built on rigorous data and conservative conclusions. He's not someone who throws around wild claims, but when Loeb studied 3I Atlas, the evidence pushed him somewhere extraordinary. He argued that everything about this object pointed not to a natural origin, but to deliberate engineering. Its size was unprecedented, far larger than any other interstellar visitor humanity had ever recorded. Its speed was faster than anything we've ever built or even imagined building. Its trajectory wasn't random but optimized, a path through the solar system that seemed designed to maximize planetary encounters while dodging Earth's most powerful telescopes. Loeb's conclusion was unnerving. 3I Atlas may be a reconnaissance probe, dispatched by an intelligent civilization thousands of years ago, and the timing was almost too perfect. Based on its travel time, Loeb suggested Atlas could have been launched around 8,000 years ago, right when human civilization was making its first leaps forward. Agriculture, writing, cities, the beginnings of what we call history. Could those developments have been a trigger, drawing the attention of distant observers who decided humanity had finally become interesting? But Loeb's theory doesn't just imply curiosity, it points to something far darker, a survival strategy that some believe governs the entire galaxy. It's called the dark forest hypothesis. Loeb's idea forces us to confront one of the most chilling concepts in all of science, the dark forest hypothesis. It starts with a simple but horrifying thought experiment. Imagine walking through a dark forest at night. You know predators are out there. You don't know where they are or what they want. In that silence, the smartest strategy is simple: stay hidden. Because if you make a sound, if you reveal yourself, you might not get another chance. Now scale that up to the galaxy. Every advanced civilization is like a hunter in that forest. They don't broadcast their presence, because any signal could attract something stronger, smarter, and ruthless enough to wipe them out before they become a threat. Survival means silence, and that's why the universe seems so quiet. Not because we're alone about it, but because everyone out there is hiding. So what does that mean for 3I Atlas? If it really is an alien craft, then the civilization that launched it may not be friendly. In fact, they may see us the same way a predator sees prey, a future rival that needs to be studied, monitored, or eliminated before it grows too powerful. The timeline makes this even more disturbing. Atlas may have been launched 8,000 years ago, just as humanity began building the foundations of modern society. To a distant intelligence, that might have been the signal, the sound in the forest, that gave us away. If the dark forest theory is true, then Atlas isn't just a visitor, it's a warning, a sign that we've already been discovered. But not everyone is convinced. Many scientists insist there's a far less terrifying explanation. Not everyone buys the idea of an alien probe silently touring our solar system. In fact, most of the astronomy community is far more cautious. Their message? Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, and so far, 3I Atlas hasn't delivered it. High-resolution images have already shown a faint glow surrounding the object, something that looks an awful lot like the early stages of a comet's tail. As it moves closer to the sun, this halo should grow brighter, just like every other icy rock that gets warmed up in space. That's a lot easier to explain than advanced alien propulsion. Even the brightness of Atlas has a down-to-earth explanation. Its surface could be covered in highly reflective ice crystals, bouncing sunlight back into space. That would explain why it seems to shine so vividly at such great distances. No alien technology required. And then there's the flight path. Critics point out that if Atlas really were a surveillance craft, why would it stay so far from Earth? Its closest approach still puts it more than 167 million miles away, nearly twice the distance between Earth and the Sun. For a probe supposedly designed to spy on humanity, that seems oddly inefficient. Other theories suggest Atlas might simply be the fragment of a much larger body. Maybe something shattered in a cosmic collision or ripped apart by a star's gravity. To many researchers, that's still more likely than a city-sized spacecraft engineered by aliens. And yet, even the skeptics can't fully explain the strangeness, the size, the speed, the improbably perfect trajectory. All of it keeps the debate alive, which leaves humanity with one urgent question. What do we do if the next interstellar visitor is just as strange, or even stranger? If 3I Atlas really is a spacecraft, then the terrifying truth is this: we can't stop it. Not yet. But what we can do is make sure we're never caught off guard again. The frustration of watching Oumuamua slip away in 2017 before it could be studied properly lit a fire under space agencies around the world. Engineers and astronomers began sketching out some of the boldest missions in history, plans to chase down or intercept the next interstellar visitor. The most ambitious of these ideas is Project Lyra. Originally designed to pursue Oumuamua, it's now being reimagined to target objects like Atlas. The challenge? Speed. To catch something moving at over 130,000 miles per hour, we'd need spacecraft faster than anything humanity has ever built. The solution might lie in using entire planets as giant slingshots. By carefully timing flybys of Venus, Earth, and Jupiter, a probe could gain enormous velocity, turning our solar system into a cosmic pinball machine. Europe is taking a different approach with its upcoming Comet interceptor mission, set to launch in 2029. Instead of chasing objects already fleeing into the void, it will wait in space at a strategic location, ready to pounce on the next mysterious visitor that comes close enough. For the first time in history, humanity isn't just watching the skies passively. We're preparing to meet our cosmic neighbors head-on, whether they turn out to be lumps of frozen rock or something far more advanced. But here's the problem. Even if we succeed, the answer we get may be one we don't want to hear. 3I Atlas is only the third interstellar object humanity has ever detected, and yet it's already rewriting everything we thought we knew about the universe. Whether it's just an enormous comet or a probe sent by an alien civilization, one fact remains: we are witnessing something extraordinary. If it's natural, then Atlas is a once-in-a-lifetime scientific gift, a frozen time capsule from a distant star system carrying secrets older than human civilization itself. But if Avi Loeb is right, then this isn't just a visitor. It's a message, a sign that we've been noticed, that we are not alone, and that someone, somewhere, has been watching us for a very long time. The real question isn't whether Atlas is natural or artificial. The real question is, what happens the day we finally get proof? Will it bring humanity together in awe of our first cosmic neighbors? Or will it confirm our darkest fears, that the galaxy is a silent forest, and we just shouted our location to something far more powerful than us? For now, all we can do is watch as 3I Atlas races past, and wonder whether its mission has only just begun.